Those pillows look like they are growing from the side of my shoulders. I don't know, I needed a background and this is the best that I could do. Whew. Oh. Oh yeah. Sorry about that noise, guys. There's like, it's either somebody's exhaust or a very mean bike. Let's wait. At least I'm not that rusty now to understand that I need to be recording in a very quiet setting so that you guys can hear me. And it has stopped. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I guess it feels weird saying those words purely because I feel like you guys are welcoming me back to this space. It's been a good 7+ months since I've been out of the game. This sounds very, it's like a broken record, but I swear for a reason. And I've been longing for the longest time to be in front of the camera, but I really needed to take care of self before I come back to you guys. So the last time ThroughEllesEyes subscribers got a notification of any kind about new content that was on this channel was on the 30th of January, and it was when I was doing this. Intentional is the word. I'm going to go in this direction so that it's much more easy for you to comprehend and for me to kind of speak to the ideas, because I made sure that I, like I said, interlink things and make them relatable. And the first one, top priority of course, is YouTube, but there's a South African flag and it's a YouTube logo that with the South African flag superimposed in it. And I honestly, apart from the word intentional, I would like to make sure that I collaborate and I engage with a whole lot of more South African YouTubers, or in the Southern African region and Africa as a whole, because I think, and I've been exposed to so many lovely content, and that's what I've also been doing, you know, just looking at what people are doing, and I get so excited when I just see people doing amazing things. And as you can see, I was in high spirits in that video. I don't think I've ever met anybody who starts off a year and sits down to say, this year is going to be crap. I think we all get injected with some kind of hope, you know, vitamin, and we look forward to the year with a lot of vigor. So that video, even though it was released at the end of January, when I think a lot of people kind of set out their New Year's resolutions and their plans for the year, and they finish the listing of any ideas in the first fortnight of January, I took my time in curating and making out this vision board, and that's why I did it at the time that I did. So I had so much to look forward to, as would anyone in the new year. And I remember after posting the video, I even took to my Instagram account and then I created an Insta story asking people if they would be keen that I do a Q&A for the YouTube channel. And surprisingly, the needle kind of went more to the positive than it would be to the negative, because we often put ourselves out there, and whether or not, if things go wrong and you don't get the kind of response that you anticipated, one's ego does get bruised a little. So I was quite happy that people were keen on me doing a Q&A, and then that happened. I put the call to action out and people responded to that, and I had a list of questions because it was a starting point, you know, and I was very excited to have the opportunity to speak to people who really would have loved to hear what my views on certain ideas. So as I was planning for ThroughEllesEyes, life was happening in the background, and a few days after the 30th of January, on the 5th of February, I got, I think what I could say to date in 2019 was the worst news ever. I received a text from a friend of mine asking if I had heard about one of our friends, and I was like, okay, maybe it's something great. So I was actually preparing to meet up with another friend of mine at a restaurant, and just out of pure respect, I didn't want to be busy on the phone while I was sitting in another space with another person. And I knew this friend of mine would text me today and respond tomorrow after I asked, oh, no, I haven't, what's happening? So I decided to give her a call, and when I called her, she said she told me that a good friend of ours had died in a horrific car accident that morning on her way to work. I swear in that moment life just didn't make sense and time stood still. The instinct for me was to then text that friend that she was telling me about, to say, I'm hearing this and I'm not believing it. Please tell me what's going on. I didn't get a response. I tried calling her phone, did not get a response. And I think reality sunk in. And then I remember going to my Facebook and I could see inbox notifications, people asking me if I was fine. And I was like, no, I haven't spoken to this person in ages. Why would they be asking me if I was fine? Unless if the news were true. A week later, we buried her. One of the most emotional moments of our young lives as friends, because I remember jotting down that we often think we will finish the course of life with our friends and family, but mostly with our friends, because we're young. We don't think of dying, whether untimely or not. Like, we don't think of somebody who is our peer passing on. We think of seeing them walk down the aisle, welcome new additions to their families, start new jobs, travel the world, start a business, but we never ever think of them dying. We often associate death with an aged person. And her passing during that period, her passing made me backtrack, because remember that I was still mourning my uncle, the death of my uncle, who was very instrumental in seeing me through my wedding day and the whole process of me getting married. And everything didn't make sense. It still doesn't. And every time that I set a deadline on healing, I remember I would get fellow YouTubers asking me when they're coming. I'm like, I'm coming back, guys, I'm coming. And I remember I said 3 months, because we say 3 months. I get 3 months, we're gonna be fine. 3 months came, and before that 3-month mark came, it was April, and that's when we were supposed to be celebrating her 30th birthday. And then May came, then it was my birthday, and the friend who broke the news to me, we share the same birth month. So, and then we had a WhatsApp group, just the three of us, and that morning of my other friend's birthday, I went into that group, and because we would normally post well wishes and birthday messages in that group to one another, and it felt weird. It felt weird. And I remember asking my other friend that, do you think we should delete it, because it's just the two of us? I mean, we can direct message one another in any case. But it really felt like in that moment, if we deleted that group, we were erasing her memory and memories that we had of one another. And we still have the group, even though it's dormant. So that's essentially what has happened. And we often take certain things lightly, And I realized the weight that she carried in my life. Whether or not we communicated regularly or not, she was a major force. And when the news of her death just broke, it was everywhere, you know. She was in the media fraternity, so you can imagine her colleagues were shattered, as was everyone. Nonetheless, guys, so that's the reason why I have been away, and I hope that you understand. I'm back and I hope to make the last stretch of what 2019 has to offer very good. And just the reason why I came back is, especially in September, it symbolizes rebirth, rejuvenation, new beginnings, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to say, okay, I think I'm fine now. Yes, I still cry, I question things quite a lot. And another thing that contributed to me staying off was the fact that, yes, we want people to subscribe and we want to create content so that the numbers are up and we can get those deals if any deals come through. But if your spirit is broken, you're not serving your audience anything. And it's okay to switch the camera and the lights off. Those who understand will, and they will be loyal to the brand. And that's why I have to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed and who is new to the platform. I've been receiving DMs about when am I coming back, people asking me about videos that I created, and I'm like, geez, I didn't think that people are watching Through Elle's Eyes. And I think in my next video I will talk to you guys about me thinking about quitting YouTube and the reasons behind it. Now, I'm not doing it, I'm just saying it's a thought that came across my mind, and we probably don't share these things and you think, these YouTubers have their lives together, but we are human at the end of the day. But thank you very much. I hope that you will stay on the channel and we will share everything about life, love, laughter, and everything in between. Love, Elle.